My husband's secret saved me the day he died. I was icing a chocolate cake when I heard the crash. "Mark," I called out. No answer. I rushed into the living room, and there he was, my husband of 27 years, lying on the floor, the color gone from his face. "Call an ambulance," I screamed into my phone. But by the time the sirens arrived, it was too late. Mark Jensen was gone. He was 52, no health issues, no warning. One moment he was alive, and the next, my entire world was silent. As they took his body away, I stood frozen. The house smelled of vanilla and sugar like every Sunday morning we spent baking together. But this time, there was no laughter, no teasing, just the sound of my heartbeat and the echo of loss. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "He told me you'd need this. Check under the piano." I nearly dropped the phone. Who would know what just happened? I walked toward the piano, the one Mark played every evening, even though he never learned more than 3 songs. Under the bench, taped to the bottom, was a small black envelope. My name was written on it in Mark's handwriting. Inside was a single golden key and a short note. "When everything feels lost, this will show you the truth. M." I sat there shaking, staring at the key. What truth? The next morning, I received a call from a law office downtown. "Mrs. Jensen," a calm male voice said, "your husband left instructions for you to come in. It's important." When I arrived, the lawyer, Mr. Douglas, handed me a folder thick with documents. He looked at me carefully. "Your husband wanted you to have this immediately after his passing." I opened it. Bank records, business registrations, property titles. "What is this?" I asked. Mr. Douglas smiled faintly. "Your husband owned multiple companies, a bakery franchise, a logistics firm, even shares in a software startup. He was very private about his success." I stared at him. "That's impossible. We were barely getting by." He nodded. "He invested quietly for years. Everything was in your name. He said he wanted you to be safe no matter what." I was too stunned to speak. My husband, the man who never let me see the bills, who joked about being broke but happy, had been a silent millionaire. But that wasn't the end. At the bottom of the folder was another envelope. Inside was a USB drive and a letter in Mark's handwriting. "My love, if you're reading this, I'm already gone, but I need you to know that the last 5 years of my life weren't what they seemed. They're people I trusted who can't be trusted anymore. The key you found opens locker 317 at Northville Bank. Inside, you'll find the truth." The next morning, I drove to Northville. Oh, the key fit perfectly. Inside the locker was another envelope, some cash, and a small metal box. In the box, photos, receipts, recordings, and one more letter. "Helen, my business partners are not who they claim to be. They've stolen from me, from us. I recorded everything. Trust Emma Collins, my assistant. She'll help you finish what I started." Emma Collins, name hit me like thunder. She was the young woman who'd called after the funeral, asking to see me. I thought she was just a former employee. Now I wasn't so sure. That evening, I met her at a small cafe. She looked nervous, holding a folder close to her chest. "Mrs. Jensen," she said softly, "Mark told me everything. He knew they'd come for you after you was gone." "Who?" I asked. His partners, David and Luke. They tried to frame him for embezzlement before he died. They thought his heart couldn't take the pressure, and they were right. My blood ran cold. Are you saying they killed him? Emma hesitated. Maybe not directly, but they pushed him to the edge. She opened her folder, printed emails, voice recordings, even a video file labeled confession.mp4. It was Mark's voice, home, tired. If anything happens to me, my wife, Helen Jensen, holds all my shares. She's the rightful owner. And if you're hearing this, it means I was right not to trust them. Tears blurred my eyes. He knew it. He had planned everything, even this. Over the next few weeks, Emma and I worked nonstop. We met with lawyers, accountants, police investigators. Everywhere we turned, we found proof of what Mark had written. Fake contracts, hidden transactions, stolen assets. David and Luke were arrested 2 months later. The company, the one Mark had built with his dear hands, was saved, and it was mine. But more than the money, it was the message that mattered. On the day the court finalized the verdict, I visited Mark's grave. The autumn wind was gentle. I placed a rose on his tombstone and whispered, "You protected me, even when you weren't here to hold my hand. You never left me alone." As I turned to leave, my phone buzzed again. A message from Emma. She told me to send this after it was over. It was a short video. Mark smiling in his workshop, covered in sawdust. "If you're watching this, it means you made it, Helen. You're stronger than you think. I didn't save you. You saved yourself." He was right. Sometimes love isn't shown in words or flowers, but in the secrets left behind to protect you when you're not strong enough to protect yourself. What did you think of Helen's story? If it touched your heart, leave a comment and tell me where you're listening from. And remember, sometimes the biggest acts of love happen in silence.